Welcome from the home of the New York Mets, Citi Field in Queens. The show has an NL East matchup. It's the Philadelphia Phillies going up against the New York Mets. John Shambi along with Chris Singleton. We're in store for a major league debut in this one, Siggy. It remains to be seen what kind of career he'll have, but here's step one, and there's a lot of hope and optimism around him. This organization thinks he can be an impact player.
And from what I've seen and heard from people that follow prospects really closely, I do too. We may not see him light the league on fire right from the start, as there's usually a learning curve, but I think he has the skill set to be successful at this level for a long time.
And taking the ball for the Mets, Nolan McLean. And Singy, we were talking earlier about how he's doing a great job navigating through tough spots. Ready for baseball here in New York. Here's Trey Turner. And we are underway in game one of the series. That's the ball. McLean, a 6'2" righty, 24 years old, and he was a third-round pick in 2023. Comes up empty. That's strike two. And down on strikes. And that's the first out. Okay, let's check out the lineup. At the bottom of the lineup, a guy trying to turn things around. Brian De La Cruz.
Yeah, that batting average certainly stands out in a negative way. He just hasn't put it together all season long. The consistency hasn't been there. I think there's been some bad luck as well, and that can factor in at times. It can also get into your head. Ultimately, I know it's a disappointing campaign for him so far. I think it'd be really nice to see him turn things around and help out this club a little bit more. Stop focusing on his individual performance and focus on that W.
Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. I thought that was a strike, and here's a challenge. It just shaved the zone. They'll keep both their challenges. The 0-2. Strike three, and that's two in a row.
Well, anytime you can punch out the top two guys in the lineup to start an inning, got to be feeling pretty good out there on the mound, because when you think of just having a distraction, table setters on the base paths, and all of a sudden you're dealing with the number 3 hitter, any distraction can cause you to serve up a cookie, and instead of it being a solo shot, it's a 2- or 3-run homer.
Two down, nobody on. Harper with another scorching run of play lately. That's off the mark, and it's 2-1.
We've gotten used to seeing him put together impressive stretches throughout his career, Boog. When he's going like he is right now, it's really fun to watch him.
That one missing inside. And that one misses outside. It's ball 4.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted him first base with a quick free pass.
So 2 down. Kyle Schwarber stands in for the Phillies.
Here's a hitter who's been strong in the clutch lately. More than an RBI per game over his last 10.
Swing and a drive, deep right field. Taylor going back. Up against the wall and brings it in. The Mets offense will go to work for the first time. No score. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at Citi Field. And on the hill for the Phillies, Christopher Sanchez. What should we keep an eye on here?
With the height, the release point creates a lot of tilt on his pitches. So coming into the zone, really hard for the hitters to get on plane. Makes it very difficult for the hitters to guess.
Bo Bichette up to the dish. Oh. So 2 balls and no strikes. That catches the corner.
Man, that pitch was dotted. So much talent on display when this guy's out there on the hill.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Here's a 2-2. Fights it off. You'll see another. Next one misses, and now it's 3-2. Right side. Harper takes it to the bag. So it was a long battle at the plate, but they still managed to get the out. Here's a Mets lineup now. And one of the most exciting young stars in the sport, Francisco Alvarez.
Yeah, definitely someone I always enjoy, when I get a chance to watch him, whether he's hitting a game or even taking swings during batting practice. Man, this guy's always so focused on what he's doing on that task at hand. He's got so much attention to detail that when he steps in the box, his success rate is really high.
Francisco Lindor in the box here lets that one go for a ball. So the call stands. That knocks them down to 1 challenge left. One, 2 now. And they'll do it again. Got him. 2 away now. And now it's Mark Vientos. Homered in the ball game yesterday afternoon. Oh! Swing and a ball lifted in the air. That is the inning. Scoreless after 1. We move ahead to the top of the second now. And now for the Phillies, Alec Bohm. Up the middle, Simeon to first, and quickly 1 away in the second.
Batting 6, center fielder Brandon Marsh.
Brandon Marsh steps to the plate. What a season it's been for him. He has supplied a lot of power and that average. McClain, certainly one of the best strikeout pitchers in the game, and double-digit strikeouts are not out of the norm in his starts. Outside low, ball 2.
He wants to give the bullpen the day off and the defense behind him because he knows he can strike anybody out. And the way that hitters are swinging, they're trying to lift, trying to get the ball in the air. He's going to take advantage of that.
Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95. There's a process too, right? The way he goes about setting up hitters.
Yeah, and he's coming right at you. He's going to get ahead in the count. And when you're a hitter and you find yourself 0-2, 1-2 with a guy who has 3 to 4 pitches that are nasty, you are very defensive. And he plays upon that, and many times he comes out on top.
That was pretty nasty.
Well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
2 down, base is empty. This is Bryson Stott. No score here in the second. Swing and a miss, and he chases that one in the dirt.
No, that's a ball.
Popped up. And that is that. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Back here in Queens, ready to go for the last half of the inning. Luis Robert Jr. up now for the Mets. Robert, the native of Cuba, signed with the White Sox in May of 2017. That's the third. Boom. Throws out to first. That's one out, the bottom of the second.
Batting fifth, catcher Francisco Alvarez.
So up next for New York, Francisco Alvarez.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
Late swing, fouled off. The next pitch misses, and it's 2-2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And now it's filled up. And that's ball 4.
Well, a breaking ball in that 3-2 count kind of tells you that that's the pitch he has the most confidence in right now. Just couldn't find the strike zone.
One gone, runner at first. And here's the first baseman, Jorge Polanco.
There it was, a high velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
Missed with a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Double play ball to second. Over to Turner for 1. On to first. Double. Offense held in check there. We head on down to the top of the third. No score. Back here at the ballpark, let's check out the latest news from around the league. Close, but called the ball. And that is ball 1. On the ground to third. Handles, throws to first. Leadoff man retired here in the third.
Good arm side run to that same side hitter right there. Very difficult to put that ball in the air or get through it. Just bores in on the hands.
Brian De La Cruz, the next to hit, takes ball 1. Top of the third, no score. Fly ball, pretty well struck right field. Carrying well. Out of here. A shot to the opposite field. The Phillies score first. It's 1-0.
Really impressive hitting a ball that far going into the wind. Nothing was going to stop it from getting over the wall. A good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
Trey Turner now. He's 0 for 1. First pitch, and he has to get out of the way. 1 out, bases empty, and a run in here in game 1 of this 3-game set. Lifted in the air, right center field. Taylor under it. And there are 2 down.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter, and a tough one at that.
Real Muto in now. Takes ball 1 off the plate. Hard ground ball, base knock. And with the inning still alive, here comes the heart of the order.
Up next for
Here comes Bryce Harper. Walked his first time. Singy, you can't ask for anything more. This guy checks all the boxes offensively.
He's the ultimate professional, and it doesn't just start at game time. It starts in the afternoon, the way he prepares and gets ready for the ball game. I tell you what, his team...
Toss over to first. Out number 3. The Phillies get one by way of the long ball. It's now 1-0. This is NL East Baseball here on MLB The Show. Back here at Citi Field, bottom of the inning, Marcus Semien up now for the Mets. Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Around first, heading for 2. And 1 pitch into the inning, it's a leadoff double.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. That can be a dangerous pitch if you don't get it inside enough, because as a hitter, you see it coming across the plate the whole way. No problem handling it and putting a good swing on it that time.
Tyrone Taylor in the box now, takes strike 1. Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about. But
oh, he can't hang on. And now runners at the corners, nobody out.
Here's a ball that's hit right back up the middle, clearly a base hit. And that's one of those where you expect a guy from second to score.
Now at the plate, Carson Bench.
That's the ball.
Check swing called strike. That's strike 1. And that's in there at the knees for a strike.
Great spot to be in right here for the pitcher. You can either strike this guy out or get a ground ball, double play.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Huge strikeout there. Bichette gets a chance to hit. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Sliced hard but foul. Lefty out of the stretch. Runners at first and third. Ripped, but it curls foul. Oh, 0-2 now.
Nope, that's off the plate.
Stays alive. Two on, 1 out. in the dirt, kicks away from the catcher. Taylor up to second, runner at third, hold, so both runners are now in scoring position. Francisco Lindor comes up to the plate. Went down on strikes his first time through. Lindor swings through that one. Two outs, two in scoring position here in the last half of the third. The 0-2. Spoils the two-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really think the outer half is open.
2 on, 2 outs. See ya. Strike. Him out for the second time today.
Well, this guy competes hard. We see the emotion there. I love it. Great job of getting out of the jam.
Back here in Queens, here's the Phillies DH, Kyle Schwarber.
He's been pitching well, but we'll see what kind of adjustment the hitters make this second time through the order. We'll know if he's got really good stuff in this one or not.
One now. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
Ball 2.
That's outside. And a full count now. On the ground. Dives, and he can't hang on. And that'll be an infield single with no time to recover.
Up next for Philadelphia, third baseman, Alec
And here
Bohm.
comes Alec Bohm. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. Line drive to short and caught.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
1 out man at first. Brandon Marsh stands in for the Phillies. This one ripped, but foul to the right.
Great swing and solid contact. Just a little too quick. He's got to stay back a little longer.
Nope, that's away.
Just missed.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike, but so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone. The last 2 pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. And that's 4 strikeouts. So up next, Bryson Stott. Flied out his first time. Right down to shoot. It's 0-1. His stolen base numbers this season are good enough to put him top 5 in baseball, Singy. Check swing, but he went too far. No balls, 2 strikes. Schwarber off of first with 2 away. On the ground right side, and it goes just foul. The next offering misses. Full count now.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
And that's who the swing. The strikeout. One left for Philadelphia, but they hold a 1-0 lead. Ready to go, bottom 4. So now here's the Mets DH, Mark Vientos. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1.
Well, these Mets, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
And the tying run is on base.
Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and then ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great.
Here's Luis Robert, also known as La Pantera. Hit on the ground to short, and a base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
Well, just a nice job coming through in a pretty high leverage spot right there. He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock, and you'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole.
Ground ball to the right side. Down the line, and it's foul. Here's the 0-2. And here's a slow roller. Over to Turner for 1 and 2. What a play.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays to turn on the infield. The first baseman has to get inside, create a throwing lane to hit that middle infielder to start the double play, and then from there, completing it back to first. Really good job all the way around.
The batter now, Jorge Polanco. He hit into a double play his first time up. On the ground, right side. Throws to first. And he has thrown 4 shutout innings. We're headed to the 5th. It's the Phillies 1 and the Mets 0. This is Phillies baseball on the show Northeast. Back here at Citi Field. New inning getting started. Pedro Leon stands in for the Phillies. Right through there for a strike. Just missed. That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Well, a great back and forth in that at bat. He had to lay off some really close pitches, and somehow Boogie found a way to keep the bat on his shoulder right there. I'll tell you right now, I couldn't have done it.
De La Cruz stands in here, takes ball 1 low. The Mets have some action going in their pen. Reed Garrett, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Hudson getting loose as well. Runner on the go. There's a ball. Safe at second, and that was not close.
But with a good arm behind the dish, it's definitely a roll of the dice here to try to steal second base. Man, he can zip it down there so quickly. That was a pretty good throw as well, but really good, clean, stolen base. He can be pretty proud of himself.
Man at second. Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. One down.
Up next for Philadelphia.
And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. So the Philly batting order turns over. Here's Turner now. And this gets away from Alvarez. No advance, though.
Did Poppy come out?
One out and a runner at second, and we're at the top of the fifth. On the ground, out to short. Lindor on to first. Great pick. They get out number 2 on a tough play. And now it is JT Realmuto. 1 for 2. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Here comes Leon. Now a long throw home. Safe. And the runner from second scores on the play. And they take a 2-run lead.
Well, here we are, third time through the order, and this is where we see the OPS jump up. Manager might have to go to the bullpen a little bit sooner than he anticipated.
Runner at first with 2 away. Here's Bryce Harper. And that one is downstairs. Ball 1.
This guy's sink has so much drop in it, it's almost like a split-finger fastball. Instead of just weak contact and balls on the ground, he gets swings and misses.
Outside low. Ball 2. Realmuto, the runner at first with 2 gone. That's inside.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitters got to stay focused on the pitch.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Payoff pitch. Struck him out swinging. So he picks up his... strikeout. But the RBI single pushes across a run. It's now a 2-0 ball game.
All right.
This is NL East baseball here. Welcome back to the ballpark as we check out the current playoff picture. That's a bullet, but it goes foul.
Well, these Mets finding ways to get on base, but they still need help driving them home. They only have 1 hit with runners in scoring position, so a lot of squandered opportunities. It's tough because those are moments you just can't get back.
Throws to first in time, and that's the first out in the bottom of the 5th.
And you got to give some credit to the other side as well. They've been able to get out of a few tough jams, but frustration is mounting for this offense, no doubt.
So up next for New York, Tyrone Taylor picked up a base hit to center his first time up. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
Filthy changeup right there, just pulled the string.
count strikes. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill.
Away, away, away. And clearly that was the plan right there. He just wasn't able to put it in play. And that should tell you something as a hitter. Sometimes you're a little too conscious of the inside pitch, and you're not able to cover that outside part of the plate. So clearly some adjustments to be made next time.
Bench at the plate now, and that's strike 1. 2 down, nobody on. Swings and misses. And it's 0-2. He goes down looking. Still nothing on the scoreboard for him after 5. This is Phillies baseball on the Show Northeast. Back here in a close one, and a look now at some of the biggest plays from the game. A new arm into the game, the righty, Reed Garrett.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Schwarber leading things off and takes a strike. That one to first, and foul ball. Not close with that one. Ball 1. Hard ground ball, base knock. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Up next for Philadelphia, third baseman Alec Bohm.
And now it's Alec Bohm. There you see his May and June numbers so far.
You have to be creative pitching against bad ball hitters. You got to add some velocity, subtract at times. Just avoiding the heart of the plate isn't always going to be enough. Guys like this can hurt you with pitches you wouldn't expect them to swing at.
Pitch kicks away from Alvarez. The throw into second. Save!
No, he's in.
And now a man into scoring position.
You know, sometimes it takes a reliever a little time to get comfortable with the mound out there, especially when they come in trying to be nasty with every pitch they throw. Not exactly what they were looking for when they called him in, though. We'll see if he can settle down.
Man at second. That misses, and now 3-0. Swings through that one. Up the middle, Simeon tosses to first. Now one gone in the top of the 6th. Brandon Marsh stands in for the Phillies, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-1. One away with a runner at third. And we're in the top half of the 6th. That missed by a lot. Ball 2. Right through there for a strike. Oh, and this one gets away. Runner stays put at third. 3-2 now. And ball 4, 2 aboard. Looked like a strike to me. And here comes the challenge. So the call stands. Still one challenge left for them. Here's the second baseman, Bryson Stott. In there at the knees. That's strike 1.
In this situation, the batter's got to know what the pitcher's trying to do to him, and that's trying to get him to hit the ball on the ground, get 2 for 1. You got to look for something up in the zone, and worst case scenario, you deliver the sacrifice fly.
There's a strike. First and third, 1 down. That one almost got him. Two on, 1 out. Misses the zone for a ball. That was the sweeper.
So here we go. Base runner at first. Could be running on the pitch. He's got good enough speed to steal the bag and get in scoring position, even if it's a swing and miss at the plate.
Pretty close, but it was a ball. No challenges left for them now. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. Payoff pitch. Now there's a bullet down the line. And foul ball. That's a base hit as a run scores.
But when you see that many pitches in an at-bat, your chances of succeeding go up. And right there, we see the result.
So digging in now for Philadelphia, Pedro Leon.
Could use a ground ball here. Something in the infield. Runner at first base. Get 2, get out of this.
Here's the pitch. Both runners on the move. That's in for a strike. Throw to third. Too late. Safe. Double steal.
Wow, that's a pretty elite throwing arm right there from the catcher spot. Pretty daring for him to try to steal third right there, but he gets the bag. Maybe the element of surprise was what came in because he's not used to guys running on him, and right there, stealing third base probably caught him off guard a little bit.
Misses the sweeper. March on third. Stop at second with 1 away. There's a line drive to left field. Dives and makes the catch. Both runners tagging from second and third. That's a sacrifice fly as he comes across. It's 4-zip.
He takes a huge gamble right there. If that ball gets by him, the run scores easily from second, and the hitter.
So digging in now for Philadelphia, Brian De La Cruz.
That's a ball.
2 outs and 1 in scoring position.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
On a line out towards center. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. In comes the run from second. It's an RBI single, and it's 5-0. So the lineup flips over. Trey Turner at the plate. 0 for 3 in this one. strike two.
Oh, this guy's so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Even a good pitch early in the at-bat. If he's not ready to pull the trigger, he's not worried if he gets to an 0-2 count.
And down on strikes he goes. And that is that. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left. Top of the order due up in the home half of the 6th. It's the Phillies 5 and the Mets nothing. Back here in Queens, here's the Mets leadoff man, Bo Bichette. And that one pulled foul. Slow roller to first, Harper. He'll do it himself. Leadoff man retired in the 6th.
Good sinker low in the zone right there and produced exactly what he was looking for. Ball on the ground, nice ground out.
Here's Francisco Lindor. This guy is one of the best athletes in the sport.
Well, he's looking great so far. It helps when over 80% of your first pitches are strikes. He might be able to go the distance if he keeps this up.
That smash towards center. 2 up, 2 down.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
Vientos in the box now. No balls and a strike. Base hit. That was smoked through the infield. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Seems like he got exactly what he was looking for right there. There was nothing cheap about the way he got that one through the infield. That was ripped, caught out in front, and didn't get under it like he would have liked, but definitely put a good swing on it.
Luis Robert now.
Tonight, his slider has been really impressive. I mean, tight spin. Seems like the hitters aren't picking it up out of the hand.
Vientos off of first with 2 away. Pitch misses.
That's a
And
ball.
that's ball 1. It just shaved the zone. They'll keep their remaining challenge. And the 0-2. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Swings and hits one in the air out towards right field. That is the end. Make it 6 shutout innings for him out there now. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show.
Leading off for Philadelphia, catcher JT Realmuto.
Okay.
And it's fouled away. The 1-1. That one fouled hard the other way.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Misses off the plate. Ball 3. Struck him out looking.
Well, just a beautiful fastball on the inside corner for that backwards K right there. I think the hitter saw it all the way, coming from that opposite arm angle. So I got to think he was looking away and just got locked up by the hard stuff boring in on his hands.
Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. 2 away.
Up next for Philadelphia, the designated hitter, Kyle Schwarber.
And Kyle Schwarber will come up. Hudson, 28 years old, and they traded for him earlier this year. Way out front for strike 2.
I wouldn't say the game's close right now, but it's not out of reach either. I mean, these pitchers really need to put up a 0 on the board just to maintain a little hope.
And that one hit to first, and that's just foul. Two down, nobody on. Swings and misses, struck him out. Phillies down in order, but they hold a 5-0 lead. Welcome back. Taking a look at our game summary.
Catcher, Francisco Alvarez.
Close one, doesn't get the call. And it's 1-0.
Nope, that's low.
Right through there for a strike.
Goodness, I think he just took the best pitch he's going to see in this at bat. You don't get many like that in that location. I don't know if you take that pitch against any pitcher out there on the mound.
Ground ball to Bohm. And they get the leadoff hitter in the 7th.
Up next for the Mets, first baseman Jorge Polanco.
So digging in, Jorge Polanco. A switch hitter batting right. First offering misses badly for ball 1.
Definitely a frustrating day for the offense, but when they look at it, this guy's had his best stuff. He's painting the corners, working on the edges and changing speeds. Just a difficult one. You tip your cap.
The Phils leading by 5 here at the bottom of the 7th.
Whoa, whoa.
Outside, 3-1 now.
Oh, they have had a hard time scoring in this one. The pitcher out there on the mound wants to keep attacking, make sure that they don't get any confidence.
That one finds the zone, and it's a full count. Got him swinging for the strikeout. Picks up strikeout number 7.
This guy will throw any pitch in any count. 3-2. He goes off speed, gets the out.
2 outs, base is empty. Now it's the second baseman, Marcus Semien. And first offering is fouled off. Swings through that one, out in front that time.
Just an outstanding job of spinning the baseball, moving it around, doing what he does.
Fouled off, and they'll do it again. The 0-2. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. Still in total command on the mound with 7 shutout innings. This is Phillies baseball on the show Northeast. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Luke Weaver.
Should be a good first matchup for him here. He's been doing a great job against right-handed bats so far this season. They've had a lot of trouble squaring him up.
Alec Bohm stands in for the Phillies. And first offering is fouled off. In the air, right field. Taylor coming on. And a quick out, number 1.
Up next for Philadelphia, center fielder Brandon Marsh.
Now it's going to be Brandon Marsh. A walk and a pair of strikeouts. That one not close. Ball 1. Action in the Mets bullpen. Brooks Raley, the veteran southpaw, is getting ready to come on if needed.
Did he go?
One check swing, appeal down to third. Yes, he did. That's a swing. And down on strikes. And a couple of quick outs.
Well, he's going to have some thinking to do when he leaves the ballpark after this one. That was his 3rd strikeout, and this one looking, obviously, so he's been a little overmatched. He's got to find a way just to be more competitive up there at the plate.
Now here is Bryson Stott. This one in the air, center field. That is that. No runs, no hits, no errors. Last half of the 8th coming up. It's the Phillies 5 and the Mets nothing. This is NL East Baseball here on MLB The Show. Back here at Citi Field. Bottom of the 8th. Tyrone Taylor up now for the Mets. Adolis Garcia now in the game as he comes in as a new right fielder.
That's the ball.
Sanchez still out there to pitch the 8th and working with a big lead.
He's been excellent, really on his game in this one, and at this point, he wants to finish what he started.
The wind to kick the 2-0. Is there a debate to be had about shutting him down, maybe to preserve some bullets given the score?
Absolutely. When you consider over the course of a long season, guys putting a lot of stress on that elbow, on that shoulder, but you also have to pry the ball out of the hand of a guy like this because he's so competitive.
Oh, look at the stop. And very nicely done for the out. Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move.
Now pitching for
Brad Keller on to pitch out of the pen here.
Well, he struggled quite a bit, so this is another opportunity to get on the right track. He's given up more than 1 hit per inning pitch so far this season.
Ripped, base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away. Carson Binge with his first major league hit, and this This is a moment I'm sure he'll never forget. Congrats.
Yeah, great moment for him and his family. A guy works so hard and has to wait so long for this to happen. And when it does, it can kind of be overwhelming, Boog. You still have to stay locked in on the game, but it's great when you can take a minute to just appreciate what you've done and how hard you worked to get here.
Back to the top of the order. Here's the Mets leadoff man, Bo Bichette. Nice grab. Over to first. It's there.